Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector, you've probably heard of the iconic Lincoln Wheat penny. These small historic coins hold a lot of value, both in terms of money and history. In today's video, we're diving into the top 4 Lincoln Wheat pennies, their history, and their current value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, you'll want to stick around for this. Next, here we have the 1954 D Lincoln Wheat penny, one of the last years of the iconic wheat design before it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. And this particular penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark on the reverse side. The reverse design features 2 wheat stalks, framing the words 1 cent. These wheat stalks were part of the original design by engraver Victor David Brenner, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. And of course, the obverse displays President Abraham Lincoln, designed by the same engraver. Now, let's talk numbers. The 1954 D Lincoln Wheat penny was minted in large quantities, with over 1.1 billion pennies produced at the Denver Mint that year. That makes it a common coin today, but it's still one to keep an eye out for, especially in higher grades. Because of its high mintage, most 1954 D pennies are fairly easy to find, and in terms of rarity, it doesn't stand out as much as some of the other key dates in the Lincoln Wheat series. However, there are still certain conditions that can dramatically affect its value. Point collectors know that condition is everything. The value of a 1954 D penny can vary significantly depending on its grade. Let's break it down. In low grades, such as good or very good VG8, you're looking at a value of about 5 to 10 cents. These are coins that have been in circulation for decades, showing signs of wear. As the grade increases to fine or very fine VF20, the value can rise to around 10 to 20 cents. These coins still show some wear, but the details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks are more visible. Now, if you have a 1954 D penny in excellent condition, such as about uncirculated AU50 or even mint state, MS60 and higher, you could see values between $1 to $5 and sometimes even higher depending on how pristine the coin is. Uncirculated coins, especially those in higher grades like MS65, can fetch up to $20 or more. So if you find one of these in your collection, you might have a nice little surprise. Now, what about rare variations or errors? Well, the 1954 D doesn't have many famous errors, but it's always worth checking for common mistakes like off-center strikes or doubling. These could make your penny more valuable if the error is significant enough. While the 1954 D isn't known for major error varieties, a noticeable double die could still fetch a premium. Keep your eyes peeled. Next, the Lincoln Wheat penny, or just Wheat penny, as many collectors call it, was produced by the United States Mint from 1909 to 1958. It features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, you'll find 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent, hence the name Wheat penny. Now, let's focus on the 1954 S. The S mint mark indicates that this penny was minted in San Francisco, and it's one of the last years in the wheat series. But what makes the 1954 S special? Let's take a closer look. The 1954 Lincoln Wheat penny had a mintage of approximately 93.7 million coins. Now, while this is quite a high mintage compared to other key dates in the series, the 1954 Lincoln Wheat penny is still a popular coin among collectors because of its place in the transition between the classic wheat design and the later memorial design. Since the 1954 S is not as rare as other key dates like the 1909 SVDB or the 1914 D, it's still relatively affordable for most collectors. But its value can vary based on condition, rarity in higher grades, and market demand. Speaking of value, let's talk about the 1954's worth. Coin values are determined by several factors, most importantly the coin's grade or condition. Here's a breakdown of the approximate values based on the grade. A 1954 S in good condition might be worth around 25 cents to 50 cents. Fine. In fine condition, it could range from 50 cents to $1. Very fine. A coin in very fine condition might fetch between $1 to $2. In extremely fine condition, the value can go up to $3 to $5. Now, here's where things get exciting. A 1954 S in uncirculated condition could be worth anywhere from $10 to $50 or more, depending on the quality and market demand. As with all coins, finding a 1954S in exceptional condition, especially in M65 or higher, can significantly increase its value. So, always check for key details like the sharpness of the wheat lines and the overall wear on Lincoln's portrait. Let's take a step back and talk about the historical context of the 1954 silken wheat penny. At the 1950s, the wheat penny was nearing its end, as the US Mint had already begun testing out new designs for the cent, which would later become the memorial cent in 1959. The 1954 S, along with other late-series wheat pennies, was minted in a time of post-war economic growth. The country was booming, and the demand for everyday currency like the penny was strong. However, the coin would soon be replaced, making the wheat design a nostalgic and historic piece for collectors today. Here's a fun fact. The 1954 S is also known for being one of the years with a notable number of die varieties, so it's a great year for variety hunters. Keep an eye out for any repunched mint marks or unique die cracks on your 1954's penny. Those can add value to the coin. Now that you know the history and value, how do you find a 1954's Lincoln wheat penny for your collection? You can start by checking through rolls of pennies from the 1950s, especially if you're looking for coins in high-grade condition. Estate sales, coin shops, and online auctions are also great places to hunt for this classic coin. Next, minted in 1955 at the Denver Mint, the D on the coin signifies its origin. As with all Lincoln wheat pennies, it's made of 95% copper with a weight of 3.11 grams and a diameter of 19 min. Now, let's step back in time for a moment. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But in 1955, it was just another year for the series, and the 1955 D became a part of the regular production at the Denver Mint. Now, let's talk about value. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1955 D Lincoln wheat penny, its worth can vary depending on a few factors, like condition and whether or not it's been preserved well over the years. In good condition, you might expect to pay around 15 cents to 30 cents for a 1955 D penny, but, as with all coins, the value can skyrocket depending on the grade. A coin in mint state, especially one with no visible wear and a strong strike, can be worth anywhere from $1 to $5 or more. For those of you unfamiliar with coin grading, here's a quick rundown. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A coin in higher grades, like MS65 or above, can be valued much higher, and if your 1955 D penny is in excellent condition, it could fetch a pretty penny at auction. Speaking of value, did you know that there's something extra special about the 1955 D Lincoln wheat penny? That's right. The 1955 DDO, or double die obverse, is one of the most famous varieties of this coin. The double die obverse is a result of a minting error where the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing a double image on the obverse of the penny. This can often be seen clearly in the "Liberty and In God We Trust" inscriptions, where the letters appear doubled. If you find a 1955 DDO, it's a coin worth holding onto. Depending on its condition, a 1955 D double die obverse penny can be worth anywhere from $100 to over $1,000. Some of the highest grade examples have even sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. So, how do you spot a 1955 D double die obverse? You'll need a good magnifying glass or a loupe. Look carefully at the lettering and the date. If the images appear blurry or doubled, you've found a rare and valuable variety. Next, the 1955's Lincoln wheat penny is part of the famous Wheat Cent series that was minted from 1909 to 1958. The S on the coin stands for the San Francisco Mint, where this particular penny was struck. The coin features the familiar design, Abraham Lincoln, on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and two wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. This penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, and its diameter measures 19 mm, making it about the size of a standard modern penny. Now, let's take a trip back in time to the year 1955. The US economy was on the rise following World War II, and the demand for coins was high. However, the 1955's penny stands out due to its relatively low mintage. Only about 60 million 1955's pennies were struck, which is far fewer than some of the other pennies from that era, making it more sought after by collectors. Despite its lower mintage, the 1955's wheat penny isn't considered a super rare coin, but it holds significant value to collectors, especially in higher grades. Let's talk about the features and what makes this penny unique. As with all Lincoln wheat pennies, the 1955S has the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, along with the inscription Liberty and the year 1955. On the reverse, you'll find the wheat stalks, along with the words E pluribus unum and 1 cent. One important note: the 1955S penny is sometimes confused with a famous error coin, the 1955 double die penny. While the 1955 double die is a rare and valuable find, the 1955S doesn't have this double die feature. Still, it's an important coin in its own right. So, how much is a 1955's Lincoln wheat penny worth? Well, it depends on the coin's condition. In general, a 1955's penny in good condition could be worth around 10 to 15 cents. If it's in fine condition, it could be worth about 25 to 50 cents. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition, where the coin looks almost brand new, can fetch significantly higher prices, up to $3 to $5 or more, depending on the quality. The highest prices are typically for coins graded MS65 or higher, with some going for $15 or more at auctions or from private dealers. If you're a collector, this penny might be a great addition to your set. While not the rarest wheat penny out there, the 1955C offers a nice balance of history and scarcity, making it valuable to collectors of all experience levels. Always be sure to check the condition of your coin, and, if you have one in great shape, consider getting it graded by a professional for the best possible value. So there you have it, folks. Everything you need to know about the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned pro, this coin is a classic piece of American history with an interesting story behind it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more coin value and history content. Until next time, happy collecting.